what's new on this side. We'll come back to all fours, hit the other side. So again, I've got my hip point lined up with my hand. It's now moving to outside of my hand. And inhales are going to send me forward through my chest and top of head while keeping the hips as far to the left as possible. And my exhales are going to send me back to kind of a sideways child's pose, where the hips are way over the center line to the side. Feeling as if there's like this wall of congestion on the left side of the hips that the ball and socket joint in your hip is starting to rub against. And it's kind of acting like a steamroller on the asphalt, just really clearing out all of the bumps in the road and leaving everything smooth so that when you're walking, it's a smooth, easy transition and not complicated by all sorts of little bumps that use up your energy that could be used for mental activity or other physical activities, possibly even spiritual, connecting to the universe energy. Couple deep breaths. Keep it up. Just spending some time here working with all the junk in the body, dropping it off on the mat so we don't end up letting everybody else see what kind of junk we're carrying around. We'll go out into the world with a shiny, fresh appearance, a shiny, fresh heart, shiny, fresh smile. Woo! All right. I don't know how much that movement made me smile, but now that we're done, I definitely can smile. We'll get some movement in. All right. We're going to come back to our seated posture, working with opening the hips. So I now want you to take the feet out in front of the body so that you have a diamond shape in between the legs. And you're going to place the hands on the ankles like so. You're going to pull your hands back towards you. And this is going to pull your chest forward. Look up as you do so, inhaling. And then as you exhale, round your back. And think about lengthening through the legs as you push the knees towards the earth. You're not really lengthening the legs, but it's almost like you're trying to create that force. Pull yourself up with the inhales. We're doing those cat and cow spine motions with a diamond shape on the legs to help out with tortoise pose that we're about to get into. Just noticing what's going on in the body. I'm already feeling some activity around the outer sides of the hip, near the hamstring, near the knee. All of this is going to help clear up hip activity. And then you might need some extra props here underneath the ankles if they're feeling uncomfortable. You might be able to walk the hands like so underneath for support. If not, use something else. Keep the hands here, but start to work on bringing the chest forward. And then relax once you start to feel a little bit more intensity in the hip stretch. the leg stretch, wherever you're feeling. Maybe the glutes, maybe the lower back. Let the head drop. And see if you can find a place where you're thinking, whoa, this is creating an intense stretch. This is really testing my limits. And then go into a long pattern of testing how calm you can make the breath. It's simply mind over matter. You are tougher than what the body can throw at you. At first, you're a bit overwhelmed and you've just been so used to listening to these initial signals of the body and going, oh, get out of that. You're going to really check in though here and sit for about 2 full minutes in a posture that starts to really wake up something that has been agitating something in the hips. You might be able to, at some point, comfortably walk the chest and forehead further forward, allowing yourself to really deepen the stretch and allowing yourself to really try to relax through what feels so intense. These are counter-opposing forces, but you have the ability to meet them halfway. Simply by trying to inhale deeper, trying to exhale longer. Keep breathing, my friend. I believe in you. You'll notice as you spend more time in these postures, the original place of the posture that felt so hard to be in becomes easy to be in. And then you can go a little bit deeper. And you just keep checking in on this over and over and over. Keep breathing. You're not trying to make anything happen except for a long breath. If the message of the body is really intense, try showering your breath over these intense messages. Alright, we'll slowly, creepy crawly make our way out of the posture. Let anything move that feels like it needs to move. You got all sorts of yucky stuff all conjuncted in the body. Start letting it get unconjuncted, start letting it move. We're going to come back to a seated posture. Find one that works for you. Notice that as you go through different shapes and you keep coming back to this seated posture, it changes again and again. And I want you to work with this. It's sitting and then some seated movement. Sitting and some seated movements. Noticing the evolution of the body and how time spent on the floor starts to move from purely agitating to a little little inviting. And that little bit of invitation then can be drawn up from the floor up into the mind. So I want you to see anything that feels like there's relief in the body. And if you're not feeling any relief in the body, this is too intense, then put some cushion somewhere that makes it feel like you're sitting somewhere that's making you get a nice ah. Where is that ah coming from? Not the breath sound, not the actual expression, but where in the body are you getting that sensation that feels magical? Now ask that magic if it can move up the spine